Brakata Yehovah, Brakata Yahushai, Brakata Yehovah, Brakata Yahushai. All praises and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great mercy and rule well. And salutations to the brothers of the pushing the word of truth and sincerity day in and day out. Right, and just watching through some videos and the Antichrist, the Roman Catholic and the Christian and these other men teach about hell being a place where fire could be burning up, right? They teach about the rapture being before Yahushua come, which the world ignorantly call Jesus Christ, right? But no, to the truth, the Father name is Yahweh and the Son name is Yahushua, right? But the Roman Catholic teachings, they teach you, because basically they are set up to actually teach you lies. They are actually set up to teach you lies. They're not set up to teach you the truth, right? They're not set up to break down the scriptures there. Basically, they are set up to make you fall, right? They are set up to teach you basically lies, no truth, nothing in it. So they will teach you what you call mythology, right? So they will teach you about the Antichrist, which teaches one person, right? But according to the scriptures, right, which we will go in, right, to show you, hey, that is not the thought you have on the Antichrist, right? The thought you have on the Antichrist is actually different, right? What you think or what you was taught, right? What you was taught basically is not what it is according to the scriptures, right? So let me just play a little starting of this video, right?
While many evangelical Christians are anxiously awaiting the imminent return of Jesus Christ in the rapture, many other Christians and even non-Christians are concerned that his antithesis is already here. I'm talking about the Antichrist. Is this possible? Could this coming charismatic world leader be alive and lurking about in the world today? Can we actually pin the tail on the identity of this beast in the book of Revelation? What a frightening thought. My return guest has written a fascinating new book that sheds light on this subject and many other important prophetic topics. The book is Apocalypse Road, Revelation.
Okay, there is just a starting up they just started the video, and you could actually see from the starting they went off, right? They went off. They ain't speaking nothing according to the scriptures. Now, hey, to prove what they was saying was wrong, what we had to do, we had to go to the scriptures, right? Now, what does they say about a charismatic person, meaning that is one, right? Meaning that is one. Now, I'm gonna start with Isaiah chapter 8 verse 20. It say, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. And I basically it. This word is just said in my video, to say Christians, right? What they believe, but according to the law and to the testimony, that is not what it is. The Antichrist that they portray onto people is what it is called folk story, right? A bedtime story, right? That have nothing to do with the testimony, with this word, with this truth. Let's reading it over. Isaiah 8 verse 20. It says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. And really and truly, that way it is, because there are no light, right? Because what it is, the truth is given unto the saints, and we know the saints have to be of Israel. And basically is these Edomites trying to teach you something, but as you can see, there are no light in them, so they can't teach you the truth. Now, going to the Antichrist, right? Going to the Antichrist. This is First John chapter 2, verse 22, right? It say, no, remember, it say, if they speak not according to the law and to the testimonies, because there are no light in them, meaning that there are no truth in them, right? No, basically, if you have truth in here, is basically a liar, right? So now this is First John chapter 2, verse 22. It say, who is a liar but he that denied that Yahushua is the Mashiach? He is anti say he is Antichrist that denied the Father and the Son, right? So just reading it over, First John chapter 2, verse 22. It say, who is a liar, right? He say, who is a liar but he that denied that Yahushua is the Mashiach, right? He is Antichrist, right? So basically, if you deny Yahushua is what an Antichrist. So basically, most of the world is what Antichrist, right? So basically, once you deny Yahushua, once you deny the Son, right? He is what? An Antichrist. He is considered a what? An Antichrist, because it say he is Antichrist that denied the Father and the Son, which we know, as I say, if you speak not according to the law and to the testimony and truth, right? Because going back, if you listen to what people talk about, like in these churches and all this stuff, they talk about Antichrist, but they themselves is an Antichrist, because you know what? They deny the Father, because they talk about they don't need to deal with the old, they only the new, right? And then you have the then you have um, these other groups that don't deal with the Son, which is Yahweh Shai. So basically, if you deny the Son and the Father, he is what? He is an Antichrist. He is considered an Antichrist. So the 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 teachings that people know about the Antichrist is not what they think it is, right? It's not one person, right? It's not one person. It's actually somebody that deny in Jehovah Shai, that you understand, that deny the Father and the Son. So once you deny that, he is basically what? An Antichrist. So when you look up what Antichrist means, right? Now this is the Strong's, right? Let's say the adversary of the Messiah. So if he is an enemy to the Messiah, which adversary just means an enemy, right? Right. Let's look up the meaning for the word adversary. So you get um a proper understanding, right? Say adversary, right? Adversary means one's opponent in a contest, conflict, or dispute, right? So it's basically an opponent. So when there is an opponent, which is an enemy, right? An enemy is basically a what? Considered a what? An antichrist. You see, the adversary of the Messiah. That's the meaning for the antichrist. Now when you go down in this strong, it's a Strong's definition, right? An opponent of the Messiah. So it's basically when there is an opponent of the Messiah is what is considered what? An antichrist. And basically then most of the people outside here that is it. Most of the people outside here is considered antichrist, because there's what they 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 these churches and all this stuff, they are antichrist, right? They is, right? They consider, because at the end of the day, because uh, hey, basically an once it's an adversary, an enemy, considered an enemy, an opponent, basically is considered an antichrist. So the teachings that they give in the church is that is a man, and he's the son of Satan, right? That the theology that was theology which you are taught, right, which you are taught. These pastors and all these churches are taught that theology teaching that is a man with the son of Satan and all these things, and but according to the scriptures, according to the scriptures, which we know we speak according to the word. We, the men of the Most High, the men of GMS, right? Because are the men of the Most High, we speak according to the law and to the testimony. So what we do, we bring all the scriptures to prove what we're saying, and that is basically what it is here. I'm bringing all the scriptures to show you, hey, basically, if you deny the Father and the Son, he is considered an antichrist, which we know it have the men that don't believe in his Son, they just believe in it all, right? They just believe in it all, and then it have them that don't believe on the Father, they just believe in his Son, right? It have them, right? So basically, what it is, he is considered what an antichrist. So just reading it over, it says, "Who is a liar, but he that denied that Yahweh Shai is a Mashiach, he is antichrist." So if he denied that, he is considered an antichrist, right? So going back up now, there's version 2, verse 18. It says, "Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many." No, listen to it, many Antichrists. So when you click, let it look up the words. It's when you look up many, it's a many, much, large, right? So much is considered many, and large considered a big amount, right? Right? A big amount. It says, "Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now, and there are many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time." So, hey, it says Antichrist. No, it have a S, which makes the word what? Plural, right? Which makes the word plural, right? So, same meaning, right? It's a adversary of the Messiah, same meaning, right? So when you hear antichrist, it means more than one. As I say, many antichrists, meaning a large amount, plenty, because at the end of the day, that way it is. It say it that it is the last time, because where we end the last time. So people are denying Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, right? They is considered antichrist. So the teachings that I get with a fellow with that the basically the whole theology teaching, I wish I could go, because I'll do it over more on a computer and go into the depth how it started, right? But basically, the theology teachings, which most people know that the teachings they get, that is the son of Satan, and he will come to take over the world, and basically that is it, as the video say, as I was playing the video, you could just hear from the starting up ahead where they talk about the rapture. They mention the rapture, which I know their rapture off, right? Um, and then they say they talk about the person, one person, but according to the scriptures, they say many antichrists. So, hey, who we gotta listen to, right? We gotta listen to the Most High words. We can't listen to nobody else. Can't listen to nobody else. No. Some stranger. just as I was saying, whether listen to the Most High words, just go into Romans chapter 3, right? Verse verse 4. Say, God forbid, yea, let God be true, but every man a liar. So basically, what I was saying, let the Most High words be true, but men theology teaching talking about the Antichrist, just one, but I bring on this. Is this basically, two scriptures, right? And it already cut the teachings, because if you deny if you deny the truth, that's basically denying Yahweh Shai, basically you use Antichrist, right? And say, God forbid, ye, let God be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sins. And I dies it, we be justified what? Through the Most High sins, right? Now which we know, because when you look up justified, right? Say, to render righteous, or such we ought to be. It say to show, exhibit, event, want to be righteous, right? Such as he is and wishes himself to be considered. It say to declare, pronounce, want to be just, righteous, or such ought to be. So it say to declare, right? To declare. It say, so the strong definition means to render, that is show or regard as just or innocent. It say free, justify, to justify, be righteous. So what we doing is to do what? When it say that thou mightest be justified in thy sins, right? It's basically we go to the truth, right? We go to the truth. We go to the truth to show the exhibit, to show the righteousness, to show the truth, right? To declare, as definition 3 say, to declare the truth. So going into the Antichrist, we had us to do is to declare, but basically would they don't bring on the scriptures, and if they do, they don't have the understanding, right? Because they totally go off, right? Because if the scriptures say there will be many antichrists, then how we can be saying it have one? It can never be, right? It say, God forbid, yea, let God be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sins, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. So basically, to overcome, like when somebody come to tell you about, oh, the Antichrist, he here and is a man and he controlling. No, it can't be, right? Because even if you want to go as people who control the world, it's not one man, it's a group, right? Because you had the Rockefeller, you had the Rothschilds, you had the Soros. So it can never be. It can never be just one, right? As the scriptures say, it will have many, because we in the last days. And that way it is, it will have many in the last days, because you know what? Let's going back to the script. Let's going back to First John, right? Going back to First John. First John 2 verse 22, right? It says, who is a liar, but he that denied that Yahushua is the Mashiach, he is Antichrist. So basically, when we in the last days, and you don't know in the last days, they're not going to get the truth, and they will deny Yahushua. So, hey, what they will be? An Antichrist, right? They will be considered Antichrist. So, in a day, as the Romans say, let the Most High words be true, right? And that is it. How we prove things, how we prove things. We prove things through 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 showing through showing people through the scriptures, bringing out the truth. That we prove things. We just say it out we own mouth. We prove it, right? Right. Go to our next scripture. um same First John, right? But chapter 4, verse 3, right? See, we must start from verse 2, right? Now, it says, hereby know ye that the Spirit of God, every spirit that confesseth that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is come in the flesh is of God. So every spirit that confess that Yahweh Shai come in the flesh is of the Most High, right? They will be considered that flesh that Israel will be considered what? Of God. And we know the only men that the only people that confess that is the people that are waking up to the truth, who the Most High waking up to the truth, right? That will confess that. Right? Verse 3 it says, and every spirit that confesseth not that Yahweh Shai that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is come in the flesh is not of God, and is and it say and every spirit that confesseth not that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is come in the flesh is not of God, and this is the spirit of Antichrist, right? So if you ain't confess that Yahushua Mashiach ain't come in the flesh, right? Many again, this considered what, right? It's considered what? This is this is that spirit of Antichrist. So basically, it have people outside here that not confessing that, right? So what there is considered a what? An Antichrist. It say, whereof ye have heard that it should come, and even now already is it in the world. So when you hear the start of my video and you say that the Antichrist, he may be here already. Yeah, we know they here, not he, they here. And you doing a video, you is considered an Antichrist, right? You is considered an Antichrist. Yeah, so you consider an Antichrist. Right? Now, when you look up the meaning anti, just anti alone, right? Like ANTI, it means opposed to, against, oppose, a person opposed to a particular policy, activity, or idea. So when they say anti-Christ, right? Anti-Mashiach, right? Meaning that they are opposed to Yahushai, or they are opposed to the truth, right? They are opposed to the truth, the way it is, right? Hey, just to show you how, and it's an important thing as apostles to hand and say, you keep on looking up the words, because these people are said to look up words, right? And we keep on looking up words, looking at the meanings, and yeah, so it is, they be considered antichrist if they not, if they deny Yahushua, if they deny Yahushua, if they're not confessing Yahushua, be considered our antichrist. So basically, yeah, as I say, the word anti just means oppose. So basically, you're opposing to the truth. You will be considered an antichrist. But the teachings that are having in the world, they teach it different. And going to I'll close it off with the scripture here. Now this is Colossians 2 verse 8. It says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy. Right? Right? So let's look at philosophy. It's a love of wisdom, right? It's a use either of zeal for or skill in any art or science, any branch of knowledge, right? Use once in the New Testament of the theology, or rather theosophy, of certain Jewish Christian ascetics, right? But the must pronounce it on my bad, which itself with refined and speculative inquiries into the nature and classes of angels, into ritual or the Mosaic law and the regulations of Jewish tradition respecting practical life, right? So it say, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy, right? Like the teachings, the teachings, they say, and vain deceit after the tradition of men, because the Antichrist teaching, that is that tradition of men that was passed down, right? After the rudiments of the world and not after Yahushai, right? Because that philosophy and that teaching come from men, that ain't come from Yahushai, because the scriptures was brought out to show you, it's not one Antichrist, and the teachings that they give you of the Antichrist is not the right thing, right? So basically, that teaching is not after Yahushai, so it's no truth. Get rid of that, right? So, you know, that's a brief thing on the Antichrist. I hope it was edified, whoever see it, and say double Kalalal Yehovah Ba'ashem Yahushai, which is the father and son name in Hebrew. Yahweh is the father and Yahushua is his son. If you deny that, yes, you will be considered an antichrist, right? Neat and all his men, they be considered antichrist, right? And double honors to the apostles and elders of great Mulson that rule well, starting from elder apostle to how go straight down, because these men not be teaching us the truth, so we wouldn't be following men philosophy. These men the Most High set up to teach us, right? To teach us. And salutations to the brothers also, they pushing the word and truth and sincerity. Until then, we say shalom.